Welcome everybody to this video. My name is Ali. Today we're going to talk about some tweets, the current state of the market cycle of cryptocurrency, and some future expectation that I have, and what we can expect from it in the current market cycle. So it's going to be a brainstorm. It's going to be some thoughts that I'm going to share with you and some tweets. So yeah, let's just enjoy this time. First of all, I want to start off with a video from Mr. Crypto, Mr. Will, where President Biden is talking about the so-called New World Order. This New World Order has been already announced by several presidents before him, George W. Bush and so on. And a lot of people called it a conspiracy theory, but yet again, it has been announced in the public, and you can listen it for yourself.
We are at an inflection point, I believe, in the world economy. Not just the world economy, in the world. It occurs every 3 or 4 generations. One of the top military people said to me in a secure meeting the other day, 60 million people died between 1900 and 1946. And since then, we established a liberal world order, and that hadn't happened in a long while. A lot of people dying, but nowhere near the chaos. And now is a time when things are shifting. There's gonna be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it. We've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it.
So he publicly stated it once again, so it's not a conspiracy theory anymore. They're going to lead the world in a new way, and they're going to take full control over it. How is this going to be? Well, first of all, we had the pandemic. Everybody's living more digital. So with every new um, huge disaster, new problems started to arise, and new opportunities arise as well, especially for the government to control the world um, in a more in a more it's starting more to turn into a police state. That is the word that I'm looking for, like a police state. You're losing more of your freedom slowly and slowly, and that is my concern what's going on. And we gotta think ahead of it to predict what it's gonna do with the markets and where we should put our money into to make the most profit. So that's the reason why I'm here. And we have seen this a lot of times happening in the past. Currency that um, every currency that has the power, the world currency that is ruling over the world. After each 100 year, a new currency will start to come up, and that is going to be followed by a big disaster or a big war that's going to happen on Earth, and eventually this is what will shift the momentum of a new global world currency that's coming up. So, so for now we'll talk about that. So TechDev, he is a good guy, really good analyst when it comes to the crypto markets and his perspective on the markets. So if you look at the chart, we can compare the cycle of 2010, 2013. If we compare that, the price movement and the RSI, and this indicator, I don't know what this indicator means, and I personally never use it. Well, we can see this same market structure coming back in these two cycles, and we can from this perspective we can see when the top is coming in, the blow off top, the last leg up. So I think it should be coming in. I still believe till this very day we haven't seen the last blow off top yet. Why? Because when the blow off top happens, we see that everybody's super bullish and nobody is bearish at all. Blow off tops also indicates that the blow off top, it is basically in the world. Nobody expects at 80% correction from that level. It's gonna happen in a quick flash, in a quick momentum move, and nobody is gonna expect it. So when I look at the current markets, that everybody's bearish, which is a good sign that the market can turn into a reversal. And also looking at the economic situation in the world on a global scale, where it's moving up to. So I can definitely see the market is going, making another leg up for the last blow off top, and eventually starting to create new cycles. That's what I'm looking for. So anyway, this is also from Crypto Mason guy. Um, I did this for Ripple. I'm gonna move this to the end. I'm sorry. So basically, we have from this guy, Bitcoin dominance is falling, altcoin dominance is rising. So these two are opposites. Altcoin alt season 2022 will be epic. Drive away the dry noise, focus on the target only. Um, so you can see here is analysis regarding the price structure and the theory that is connected with all these price structures that is happening in the markets. It happened in past cycles as well. It happens in other markets as well. So if we look at those metrics and how the traders behave in those markets, we can definitely see the same pattern playing out in the current market state. So all almost identical to Litecoin 2020 charts. So let's have a look at it. So we have Litecoin in 2020, and then we have Litecoin in 2022. If you look at this price structure, we can see that it's making the same move. So we can expect a um, a momentum breakout around April, May, June. That's when we can expect a lot of volatility coming in. So if you look at I think this is the RSI, but this is in Turkish if I'm not wrong. And the price move, and we can see that this resistance line is a strong resistance line for the price to break out. And once we break this level, it's gonna turn into, it's gonna slowly move back to the previous all-time high, and then it's gonna go to in price discovery. So I'm really excited to see what Litecoin is gonna do. So I'm just looking at the technicals from his perspective. I haven't looked into the fundamentals of Litecoin, but I hold Litecoin as well. So I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen with this coin. Either way, whatever is gonna happen, even if the market's gonna plummet down, I'm gonna hold my coins. Why? Because I definitely know crypto is the future. Everybody lives more digital. Everybody, if you look at the new generation that has been born, they literally are born in the metaverse. They know how to scroll, use the phones. Um, they all use digital payments such as V-Bucks and Fortnite and whatever, and all those games. So we gotta definitely look into that. The new generation is born into the world, so that's where most of the companies are gonna target their new customer base. It's in Web3, definitely. All right, from this guy, Aurelian Ohayon, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Fractal analysis, fractal target is 500K. Estimated date 2023 Q3, so it's 2022. There's so many different universes which are nevertheless only the perspective of one. So if we look at the price structure, we can see that um, this cycle is gonna last till 2023 and even beyond that. So I'm gonna have to readjust my strategy if the scenario is gonna play out. Yeah, I'm in it in the long run anyway. I'm gonna hold some coins the next upcoming 10 years. So either way, what's gonna happen, we're gonna be a massive profit either way. So that's what we're looking for. Um, all right, and listen to this video. A young lady completely exposed the fractional reserve banking system. Listen close to how the banking system works.
Allow me to explain how our private banks and government work today. First, the Canadian government borrows money from the private banks. They then lend the debt-based money to Canada with compounded interest. The government then continues to increase taxation of Canadians year after year in order to pay back the interest on the exponentially growing national debt. What results is inflation, thus real money for Canadians to spend into our economy, and the real money being used to pad the pockets of the banks. Also, the government gave the banks the ability to loan out money that doesn't exist in the form of loans. When a bank gives you a mortgage, which literally means a death pledge, or a loan, they don't actually give you money. They click a key on a computer and generate the fake money out of thin air. They don't actually have it in their bank vaults. Presently, the banks only have $4 billion on reserve, but they have loaned out over $1.5 trillion. To quote Graham Towers, each
Monopoly
and every
money.
time a bank makes a loan, a new bank credit is created. New deposits, brand new money. Broadly speaking, all new money comes out of a bank in the form of loans. As loans are debt, then under the present system, all money is debt. What I
True.
find interesting is even Jesus in Matthew 21 drove out the money changers in the temple, because they were manipulating the currency to steal money from the people. The private banks are just like the money changers in Matthew 21. They are defrauding and robbing the people of Canada, thus their freedom, and they need to be stopped. How should the banking system work? In an infamous interview, Mr. McGeer asked Mr. Towers, "Can you tell me why a government with power to create money should give that power away to a private monopoly and then borrow that which Parliament can create itself back at interest to the point of national bankruptcy?" Mr. Towers replied,
All right, so that's basically it. So this is how the traditional finance system works, where we were born in. And this actually opened my eyes why cryptocurrency, the decentralized payment system, is actually the solution to a lot of problems on Earth. That's why I'm a big investor in it. Not only solves it a lot of problem, but if you provide a service that solves a lot of problem, a lot of money will flood in. So eventually, we're in here to make real money. All right. The low Bitcoin volume is likely typical for a neutral stage of the Bitcoin bull market cycle. So if you look at the Bitcoin volume and Bitcoin parabola stages, we can see that when the volume is decreasing, we should see a big volatility move coming up. Either way, it's going to be bullish or it's going to be bearish. Either way. So, but whatever happens, don't freak out. They are here to manipulate the markets, what they already did in the past years. So they're really good at it, and they control the media, and since it's centralized institutions, they are gonna let you hear the news that they they specifically choose. So we gotta think ahead of that. So whatever happens, everybody just look at the previous cycle. Whenever a big correction comes up, whenever a consolidation, it doesn't matter how long it takes. Either way, the market's gonna turn bullish anyway. So all you gotta do is stay patient, as Warren Buffett said. I don't know his exact quote, but he said that the stock trading is created for money transferring from the people, from the patient to the from the impatient to the patient people. So all we gotta do is be patient. The difference between bull market and bear market. So a bear market makes lower highs and lower lows, and a bull market makes higher highs and higher lows. That's still what's happening in the charts, and people are freaking out. I don't know why they're freaking out. If I just think logically, fiat currency is not gonna survive. Their business model is running out. So either way, we need a new currency. All right. Time it took to reach 1 trillion market cap. Bitcoin, it only took 12 years. Google took 21 years. Amazon, 24 years. Apple, 42 years. And Microsoft, 44 years. So if you look at these numbers, we can definitely see that Bitcoin is not something that is new. Bitcoin is not something that is um, new in terms of something strange, whatever. The big companies are already investing in it. They definitely know it's the future. So if you look at the performance of Bitcoin, it's completely outstanding. So if you're gonna ignore all these data, it's up to you to miss out. Don't blame anyone else, just blame yourself. Altcoins preparing for alt season. Multiple altcoins are now reclaiming import support levels after losing them in this correction. These are some of the pumps and you're seeing right now, like for example Cardano. Ethereum, what it did in 2017, after it reclaimed the support level of around $10, it went parabolic. So we can expect the same thing of Cardano happening in 2022. So I wouldn't be it wouldn't be strange for me to see Cardano reaching a price of $10 per coin. And either way, in the future, if I'm gonna hold Cardano, I'm gonna hold Cardano in the long run anyway, because Charles Hoskinson is one of the co-founders of Ethereum anyway, and he knows what he's doing. Is the most active project on GitHub. It's the decentralized, and it's how many volumes was already staked? I don't know the exact metrics out of the top of my head, but you can look it up. Cardano is definitely coin you shouldn't miss out. Just look at the fundamentals, the white paper. They're going to focus on scalability that Ethereum is lacking, and it's the third generation of a crypto coin, which means that most generations are always improvements of the previous generations. And since Cardano, Charles Hoskinson was also the co-founder of Ethereum, I can definitely see him making similar steps what Ethereum is doing, and he has the knowledge. So all we gotta do is stay patient and give Cardano at least 6 years and see this coin will hopefully trade around $1,000 to $4,000 like Ethereum did. And it's not something that is um, out of the charts. Ethereum did it as well, so Cardano can do as well. All right, if we look at Madonna, everybody knows her. She said she tweeted 25th of March. I finally entered the metaverse, my very own ape. Thanks MoonPay. We all need protection from evil eye. She basically barred this board at Yacht Club. Okay, happy for her. So more celebrities are starting to get into the NFT space, meaning it's the NFT markets are either way gonna get revived back again, or it's gonna get mainstream either way. So yeah, um, it's just a matter of time. Everybody's gonna buy an NFT anyway. Okay, 15,600,000 bolivars, the amount of money you need to buy 5 pound of chicken in Venezuela. Guys, do we still need our money in fiat currency? Literally, just look how much money you need just to buy a 5 pound of chicken in Venezuela. The currency totally crashed. So why does it crash? It is the exact same reason what the 12-year-old kid said in the video. They create money out of thin air. The money that we have in our bank accounts is not real money. It's just basically debt of somebody else. And the whole economy is driven on debts and loans and whatever. So, and the thing is, like, there was a famous economist. It's in my course. You can find it on my YouTube channel. He said that if 2% of the population, I don't know if a small percentage of the people would only take 2% money out of their bank accounts, it will reveal the truth. Meaning the banks will not be able to provide you with all the money. If you look at the current state of Russia and Ukraine, if all the people are gonna withdraw their money, they will put a limit onto it. Why? Because they cannot cover it. Because most of them are based on debts. So that's what we gotta think of it. The future rises will be huge in the coming period. ALTseason will be epic. So we can see this huge cup and handle pattern playing out. So the new thing that I learned is that the handle pattern can have multiple bounces between the neckline and the all-time high before it's gonna break out. So I'm really looking forward to that. What's gonna happen? And then we have the Bitcoin comparison 2019, 2022, what we can see and what we can expect. So yeah, Bitcoin to 100K is definitely in the charts. Bitcoin under 1 million is definitely undervalued. That's my opinion. Okay, we have tech dev again. If we look at this chart, we can see every time when the market's bottoming out, um, and when the next impulse is coming up. So if we look at this chart, it's going to be super bullish in the upcoming months. So please be patient, people. Be patient. Remember, we make money during the bear market. Why? Because in the bear market we buy, and during the bull market, when the market's going up, we sell. So we need to have the reverse mentality. We buy when there's fear in the market, and we sell when there's a lot of hope in the market. Okay, Bitcoin wave structure, we have it here again. The RSI and the VI, I already shared this in the previous tweet, so we can remove this. So if we look at a perspective of the Bitcoin monthly returns performance over the past month, we can see that March was a bloody month in the past years since 2013. April, May, and June maybe some bullish months, and then followed by some corrections, especially September, and then October, November, December can be very bullish again. So all we got to do is like take your profits, don't sell too early, and remember, um, you can never lose something if you sell it with a loss, and you can never take profit unless you sell it. So you need to sell it in order to take profits. So keep that in mind. All right, so what is the reason why I want to talk about Ripple? I already talked about this video in one of my videos on my channel, which can be found. But they've basically the World Economic Forum, they are already preparing for scenarios that is gonna create a cyber pandemic. They're preparing for a cyber pandemic, meaning they're expecting a lot of cyber attacks from Russia um, on our IT infrastructure, which means that we're gonna live in an offline world, and we're gonna get cut off from payment system and whatever, and they need to prepare from it for it. So let's just watch this video. Can cold freeze your bank account? Why am I taller than my parents? Okay. What are the wind turbines made of? Okay. What if extreme weather froze your bank account? The world's digital financial systems are increasingly interconnected. Companies have come to rely on one another, that's true, in a network of critical interdependencies. This means disruption can more easily grow and spread throughout the system, with repercussions that could affect all of us. It means that a severe snowstorm, for example, or a cyber attack could cut off people access to money, both in person and online, a situation that could lead to widespread panic and the loss of trust. An average cyber ripple event impacted 10 additional companies beyond the firm originally affected. Last year's cyber attacks on US software company SolarWinds highlighted the risk of interconnectedness. Hackers hid the code in IT monitoring software sold by SolarWinds, so when SolarWinds rolled out updates to its softwares, it sent out the hack code too. Cause nobody is reading all the updates anyway, so that's something we need to um, think about. By attacking a single weak spot, the hackers were able to access thousands of companies' IT system. Threats like this can create uncertainty as well as huge losses. But we can mitigate them if we work together. Policymakers, regulators, financial institutions, okay, financial institutions, tech firms, and customers, okay, must all play part in safeguarding the system. Okay, so this is basically a scenario that they're finding more about. Okay, so this is basically the scenario that they're preparing for. Excuse me, and they're also made a simulation of the COVID pandemic. They prepared for that as well. So what we can see is that the World Economic Forum, when they talk about these events, we need to take it seriously, and they're preparing for something big that's going to happen. And a cyber attack is very likely to happen because due to the pandemic, we can see that a lot of people start to live more digitally and doing payments more digitally instead of cash. So when a cyber attack happens or when we get a cutoff from our online banking system, whatever, we need to have cash money in our houses. So make sure that you always have cash money in your house in case of these stuff happens. And guess what? There's a coin that is focusing on offline payment system. So this provides a solution for the upcoming problems. And guess what the name of this coin is? That's right, it's called XRP, Ripple. And that is the main reason why the SEC is starting a lawsuit against this coin. Why once this coin is winning this lawsuit, it is the only coin that is getting regulated and approved by the SEC, meaning it's getting adopted, massively adopted by big banks and so on. Since Russia has been cut off from SWIFT banking system, we can definitely see them connecting to other payment systems. So let's have a look into it. Okay, Ripple start another. This is also something that caught my eye is Ripple is making a lot of partnerships with a lot of banks. I don't see this coin going down any time. But okay, listen to this. XRP ledger transaction can now be initiated offline. What is XPOP? So, according to the presentation demonstrated by XPRL Labs at Apex Development Summit in Thailand, its team created a viable prototype of the system that allows users to initiate XRP transfers offline. So, proudly showing XPOP, proofs of payments, as presented by Richard. XPOP generated an animated QR containing everything needed for offline. XRP ledger, transaction proof, vending casinos, and so on. Basically, what they're creating, in a nutshell, is they're creating an offline payment system that is gonna provide solution for the upcoming cyber pandemic that's going to happen on the world, or either way, cyber attacks that's going to happen. Since we're going to start to live more digitally, so what we got to do is like, since the digital revolutions that are coming out, we need to focus on AI, artificial intelligence, robotics. We need to focus on energy. Why? Because energy drives data. Data is the new oil. It's going to be the new oil. And what we need to protect data against hackers. And if we always need to and we always need to have a backup plan against cyber attacks that's gonna happen. So we need to be educated about IT, coding, software engineering, and so on. So educate yourself on these topics, because that's gonna um, give you a lot of job opportunities for a lot of Web3 companies that's going to start up in the digital world. So these are the stuff that I wanted to share with you guys that has been crossing my mind. I hope this video was very informative for all of you guys. And we can definitely see that fiat currency is going to lose its purchasing power, and that Bitcoin digital payments is going to be the new norm, standard of living. So we can definitely see that crypto is here to stay. It's here going to take over. And either way, you're going to join it to either take be part of it, or you're gonna miss out and you will eventually be forced to take part of it. So I hope this video was informative for all of you guys, and as always, happy learning, happy investing, and stay safe. Thank you so much.